Bushcraft 101, page 182. Cable snares. As the term implies, cable snares are snares made from steel cable. Their size depends on your quarry. Usually, cable snares have mechanisms called locks that prevent the snare from loosening. So the more the animal struggles, the tighter the snare. This may seem inhumane, but it can kill the animal quickly. A trap or snare engine is a device to activate the trap quickly. Instead of relying on the animal's attempted escape to tighten the noose, an engine can be a springy green branch, a counterweight, or a shock cord of some sort. It is only limited by your imagination. Cable snares are a good way to carry many traps without sacrificing a lot of weight, especially if they are of minimum size. These can also be fashioned from common materials. The only downside to snares is that they will most likely be useful only once. If an animal is caught, the snare will be twisted and kinked to a point of uselessness. Here's a picture of a snare. Page 183. Improvised trapping materials. You can use many materials to improvise modern traps or those made from non-cordage materials. Number 1. Picture hanging wire obtained at any hardware store works well for making cable snares capable of taking rabbit-sized game with ease. Number 4. Wire is best for this task. One thing to remember when using wire is that small gauge wire, when incorporated with an engine, can sever flesh or decapitate your prey. Number 2, guitar strings also make good cable snares, as long as you use the heavier wound strings and not the thinner single wire strings. Number 3, simple steel leaders used for fishing are a ready-made snare with simple adjustment and will serve two purposes if carried: fishing and trapping. Number 4, rat traps are an often overlooked asset to a small trapping kit and are like a poor man's Connie bear. Very effective for smaller animals up to squirrels and small birds. When using rat traps for trapping, paint them a dull earth-toned color and drill a hole in one corner to anchor them and keep them from being dragged away in case of a non-killing strike. The basics of upland trapping. Upland trapping refers to setting traps above the water on higher ground for animals such as coyote, fox, raccoon, possum, and other small land animals. Depending on the type of traps you are using and game you are seeking to trap, setting traps on land requires a bit more equipment than water trapping. For the purpose of this section, we will only discuss foothold traps. Later, we'll talk about snares and body grip traps. End of page.